wipe the floor down nice and clean, and I hit it with a sponge. And this is, let's see, you want that size 3/8 1/2 inch notch trowel, grade thinset, bucket of water, pointer, brush, and sponge. Even when I'm taping joints all the time, I always have a bucket of water with this trowel. I'm going to put this board down. Okay, got my board down. And you can tell, if this thing moves around, you got total coverage underneath. What I like to do, I like to walk around it and flatten it out. You know what I mean? The reason why I run the board this way, because if you look at it, you always run the board opposite. That means a long raise. If it's going like the joints in the floor between the plywood or wood or whatever is going this way, you run the board that way. Basic. And then I take my nails. Some people screw it. I like nails. And then each one of this on here has a place. See? Pretty simple. You just use some roofing nails, galvanized, and just pound them in. But before I do that, I like to go around and step on it. That's it, and then I'll backboard the rest of the floor. There you go. That's how you backboard. Really simple. I'm taping up the joint with fiberglass tape. Just put it down, cut it, and then I go back with my flat trowel and thinset and just float it in with the trowel, just smooth it down. The thing is, I lay out a row of tile. You can see I'm going to have a cut over there. I usually like to start full at the door. And then if I go from the tub to here, it's almost full tile. So just always lay out a row of tile to get your cuts. You don't want no little slivers. Slivers are bad. Very, very bad. Thinset is smeared. I got my edge down there for my first row. Okay, here you go again. Here we go. Straight edge, and then you go off that. You got no problems. Okay. Okay, on this tile I'm using my 3/8 by 1/2 inch notch trowel. I'm coming off that row. Flat. Why it's going in so flat? Because I made sure the floor was flat. I checked it with my long edge and it had no humps, so I knew this floor was just going to flop in. So there we go. Put that other cut in, and I'll go, and this floor will go in quickly. So quickly, isn't that what you want? And what you can do as you're going, just kind of feel along here. And if this is a little low with that, sometimes you can just push, right? And it'll bring this edge up, see? See? So just give it a little pushy. You can bring your tile up. If not, you know, just take your pointer, bring it up a little, and if you get one of those these are even better. Suction cut. So, there you go. I'm going to do the rest of this floor. It's getting late. I got to get out of here. Okay, the mark for the toilet is pretty simple. That. Then you bring your tile this way. Make sure your mark is, and you do the same thing. you get to be an artist. That's simple to mark a cut for a toilet for any round hole. First you mark a square, you just make a circle. Now I'm going to show you how to cut it. So we cut all our pieces, and what I like to do before I smear my thinset is especially around a drain, a toilet, a hole, flange, whatever you want to call it. Most of the time right here has got a little hump. See that? But the day before I left this up enough, just a little bit so I can butter it up. So you might want to just put it in there and kind of set your towel down and see where you get a butter and play around with it, so. Or that way. You want this flat, especially for the toilet. Very important, keeping it flat. Okay? If you don't have a level, just get a piece of straight wood. You put it here and make sure flat, see? That's what you want, especially on your toilet. Okay? You want it flat. I'm about to grout this floor, but first thing I gotta do is pull all the spacers and clean it up with my knife and my rat tail, and then I have my shop vac, so